Hello everybody, I'm Justin.
And I'm Nick,
and we are Fantasy Football in the Zone. So now that Week 11 is officially through, it all started with the good Thursday night game, and the Colts made a comeback to get the win, and the final score was 30-27. They defeated the Titans. And do you think Chris Johnson's back officially?
I don't think he's back, because we've seen games where he goes off, and then the next week he's 5 points. He's too inconsistent.
He had 2 touchdowns on 2 big runs. He had 86 yards. But
I don't trust him.
I think he could be a solid 2 for you or a great flex, but I wouldn't trust him as your number 1. The Buffalo Bills defeated the New York Jets 37-14, and
destroyed the Bills.
Geno Smith is very inconsistent. We know that he had no touchdowns with 103 yards, and EJ Manuel had 2 touchdowns, 245 yards, and I think he could be a nice in a 2 quarterback league. Could be a nice play for you.
I think he could be maybe a bye week replacement or a running back number 2.
And another guy we hear every other week is Chris Ivory. Again, we heard his name this week. He had 98 yards and a touchdown, and it's on every week thing you hear this guy, but I think
he's matchups. Yes. I think he could be a flex option with the touchdown.
The Bucs defeated the Falcons 41-28, and Timothy Wright. We had high hopes for him in the beginning this couple weeks ago, but he just hasn't really done anything since. But a guy I like coming off the waiver wire this week is Bobby Rainey. He was going to split carries with Leonard, but he had 2 touchdowns, 163 yards, and he's just like Darren Sproles. I like him in the PPR league a little more, but he's so explosive, and I think he has a lot of value.
Yeah, Tim Wright's way inconsistent, and I think also Bobby Rainey, I suggest you pick him up if you need a running back. He could be a flex low end too.
Another guy who went off was Antonio Brown. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Detroit Lions 37-27, and Antonio Brown gave Calvin Johnson his money worth, who had the better game. And not only Calvin Johnson had almost 200 yards, but Antonio Brown almost had 150. So they both had 2 touchdowns, and they both had 2 big games.
Antonio Brown can be viewed as a borderline 1 in PPR leagues.
Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Redskins 24-16. The Cardinals defeated the Jaguars 27-14, and the Raiders defeated the Texans 28-13. But now Case Keenum got benched, and if we see, he only threw 1 pick and he had a touchdown. I don't think he should have got benched. Now if they announce him starter, he's gonna lose a lot of confidence. But if he's not announced the starter and Matt Schwab is, do you think he has any value?
I don't think he has any value till he proves himself. Maybe later in the playoffs when he proves himself, he could maybe be a low-end 2 in a 2 quarterback league.
We always talk about how hard the tight end position is. Garrett Graham had 136 yards with the touchdown. Do you think he could be a nice tight end play for you going forward?
The tight ends are way too inconsistent, so I think he's a low-end 1, high-end 2.
The Bears defeated the Baltimore Ravens 23-20. That game had a big delay with the tornado watch. Hopefully you weren't impacted in that one. The Bengals defeated the Browns 41-20. And the Bengals had a nice, if you had played their defense, they had a big game for you. But Giovanni Bernard only had 41 yards and 0 touchdowns. What do you think he is for you right now?
I think he is a low end. He's a mid-range 2, also a good flex option. Though he gets a lot of passing yards and passing touchdowns.
The guy I want to talk about is Joe Hayden. AJ Green did not do anything for you. You probably have him. He's an elite wide receiver in fantasy, and he went up and just an elite receiver in the league. And he went up against Joe Hayden and did absolutely nothing for you. Do you think any receiver playing Joe Hayden, you sit on your bench?
You can't really sit like elite wide receivers like the Brandon Marshalls, Calvin Johnson. But I doubt you have a better option than them. If you could take them out, maybe you should.
But you have to start them. But I would not have high expectations because Joe Hayden played a lot of good receivers this year, and he shut them all down. The Dolphins had a big win for them against the Chargers 2016. That was an interesting game to watch.
They needed that.
The Giants defeated the Packers, and Eddie Lacy was only held to 27 yards. He had a touchdown for you. Jordy Nelson, a guy that we weren't high on when Tolzien was announced as starter, but he had 117 yards for you. And Scott Tolzien, he had 339 yards, 0 touchdowns, but do you think he could be a low-end quarterback 2 for you in 2 quarterback leagues?
Maybe he could be a low-end 2.
The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Vikings 41-20. The Saints defeated the 49ers 23-20. And Colin Kaepernick had 2 touchdowns, 127 yards. Again, he's not having a big passing day. But what do you expect?
He gets his touchdowns.
What do you expect from him going forward? Do you think you could trust him as your quarterback 1?
I think he could be a low end 1. You probably drafted him as your 1, but I think he gets a touchdown or 2 every game.
The Broncos knocked off the Chiefs 27-17, and now there's no more teams undefeated. But Monty Ball, he had 2 touchdowns. Do you think he could be a nice waiver wire pickup for you in a low flex option?
I don't know, because he had touchdown games
and he also
other
fumbled,
times this
he also
year.
fumbled, and
I don't think he
I think
could
there's
be.
better options.
Yeah.
I like Bobby Rainey this week. I told you Jamal Charles didn't have a touchdown, probably disappointed you. But Wes Walker, he got knocked. He has a concussion, and keep an eye on that. But
there were injuries this week: Keenan Allen, Jordan Reed, Wes Walker,
and Case Keenum got benched.
Yeah.
New England Patriots are versus the Carolina Panthers today. And who are you looking forward to see in this game?
I'm looking forward to see the Patriots, Danny Amendola, Stephen Ridley. I want to see how they fare against
I said
the
in my
Panthers
start
defense.
sets I didn't like Stephen Ridley this game. Give me a quick sleeper.
Quick sleeper for tonight's game. I think Greg Olsen can be a nice play. He isn't really a sleeper, but if you need a tight end,
a guy I like this week, sleeper. I know Shane Vereen, you're gonna say Carolina has a good defense, but like I said, not only he's not a good runner, but he's a good pass catcher, and I see in PPR league I like him a lot. But if you're not in PPR league, I expect Aaron Dobson to get a touchdown this game, and I expect him to have a nice day for you. And that's it for now. Like this video, leave a comment, ask us questions at FfInTheZone. Thanks for watching.